Go forth to victory.
Greetings. May your blades never dull. strength and honor. Go forth to victory. Mokra.
Sung. Loktar! For the Horde! Strength. Go with honor. What do you need? Loktar. Me not that kind of orc. Word work. I can do work. I can do work. Something need doing? Word work. Word work. Magra. Strength. Strength and honor. Dabu.
Lokta. Strength. Go with honor.
Sub-sub. Blood and thunder. Thrall Hall. For the Horde. What do you need? Be safe. Magra, may your blades never dull.
strength and honor. Fight well, friend. Mokra. Strength.
Loktar, go forth to victory. Ho ho!
Talk to me.
How you doing, man? Later. Be seeing ya. Okie dokie. See ya later.
What's be on your mind? How you doing, man?
God dang it, I did it again. Thank you. My bad, Ton.
Who you be?
Problem is that I get in the process of trying to do a lot when I'm trying to get ready. I'm, sitting here, trying to get the stream up both on Twitch and on YouTube. Then I'm trying to post it on Instagram and all the other stuff, and it's just like, And so, yeah, sometimes I click it, but I don't pay attention because sometimes you hit it and it doesn't do anything. So thank you. I appreciate that, tons. Almost got us level 10. These 2 turn-ins will definitely do it. We'll grab the metallic pieces on our way, though. But, yeah, unfortunately, I don't know how long I was muted, probably the entire hour, but the main thing is I'm just curious what people would like to see played, whether that's remaining here, going to Area 52, or Elune, or going back and playing Elden Ring until Night Rain or COA launches as a live server so that there's more people on so that we can talk about how to do the auction house and all that fun stuff. Or if there's like a different game that people want to watch, because like I'll play anything, honestly. Like I even like survival craft games. Like I've played Icarus on here with my sister. I've played I did videos where we played If Sun Sets, which is a decent game. It's got some flaws to it, but for the most part, it's a very solid game. It's relatively fun if you really like the survival craft game. Only reason why my sister doesn't like it is because you can't tame animals. So if they ever add animal taming to If Sun Sets, then yeah, I mean, it's that would be her next favorite game. That's why she likes Ark. That's why she liked Minecraft. That's why she likes Icarus. Survival craft games where she can sit there and tame beasties all day. That's what she likes to do. So But yeah, I'm primarily just interested in what you guys would want to watch. I guess is the thing. Because without you guys, there's literally no reason for me to do this. This is by definition probably the greatest customer service job that there is. And I say that with all seriousness. Like, this is a customer service job. Because if I didn't have you guys watching and I was doing content that you guys enjoyed, then the channel would fall flat, So I was asked once, this was a long time ago when I was probably 2 or 3 years into working fast food. I got asked, why do I call people boss? Right? I say it to everybody, hold the door open for somebody, they say thanks. I always say, hey, no problem, boss. You know what I mean? And it started because the way I view customers, how I view clients, how I view the interactions I have with people who can directly impact me. when I was working for fast food, that meant, if we didn't have customers, I didn't have a paycheck. And so the way I looked at it was the person who was my RGM or the owner or whatever, they might be writing the check, but they was not my boss, right? My boss was the customer. When I worked for Mattress Firm, again, there might be somebody cutting my check, putting their name on it so they can feel important, but they're not my boss. They're my supervisor. They're my direct superior. They weren't my boss, right? Because without customers, I ain't got a job. And so I started just calling people boss all the time. All the time. Still do. Even on here, when I'm talking to people when they chat. And I'm not trying to be derogatory or offend anyone when I say boss. It has nothing to do with it. For me, it's the same kind of respect as when you say yes, sir, or yes, ma'am, kind of thing, to me, it's the same concept. I'm saying it because it's a way to show respect for someone. But it started because of my mentality of going, the customer is my boss. Without the customer, I don't make money. And some people just never seem to understand that. And so, I've gotten flack over the years for calling people boss, regardless of their, ethnic background and whatnot. It's just like, I don't mean it as in a derogatory term for somebody. So, I don't know. The sad thing is we live in a world now where me saying boss to somebody apparently can be considered inappropriate and derogatory, and it's like, I think that says more about the person who gets offended than the person who said it, Oh. We're almost level 10, and then I want to start looking for... well, first I want to go over the classes. I want to kind of see which one kind of appeals to me. We were making a tank on the Witch Hunter, but the Witch Hunter just didn't feel solid to me. Because again, I like being ranged, so we may stick to the Spellcaster build on here. Alright, so carry your weight is done. We need Marines. There's some right over here. And then we got to go up top and take out the boss. Okay, there's level 10. Let's take a quick pause here. So we have the healer, which, like, the only one that I have gear for that will help is going to be the Geomancy. So we may end up just being Geomancy because I don't have plate. I even went and looked on the in-game store, and there's no plate to buy. It's all mail. If you read the descriptions of everything, it's all mail armor. No plate. But anyway, so life requires plate, strength, and intelligence. Windwalker requires plate and strength. Mountain King requires plate, strength, and stamina. I have technically gear I could do for this. So if we want to try the Mountain King, we can. And then this right here is Cloth Intellect. Summon the powers of the earth from the depths of Azeroth to unleash devastating magics upon enemies. I'm going to give this one a shot for a little bit. We'll see how it works. That's got to be a glitch. Like, that's 1,000% a glitch. Let me just read this real quick. Primalist Geomancy. Damage dealt by Geode Barrage grants Earth Shaping, reducing the cast time of Geo Barrage by 2% for 20 seconds, stacking 32,767 times. I'm fairly confident it doesn't stack that high. So I may need to point that out to the GMs, but yeah. Because if you can, in 20 seconds, get it to go 32,767 times, you're not even able to cast that fast. Like, it's just not even possible. Stonefall and Stone Shard. So we're going to go with this one, just for now. Alright, so Primal Instinct and Bear's Maw. Don't need you, don't need you. This is a buff, I guess. Increases their strength by 5%. This is... Actually, we could use that one, because that does... Strike an enemy, dealing 50% weapon damage, plus it generates 25 rage and 5 maximum mana and health. So that actually helps heal us a little bit. Okay. So... So what it looks like is each rock inside the Geo Barrage is actually getting that effect for the stacking. Now, I could be really mean and take the target from this guy. Absolutely. Doomslayer. I'll be nice.
I will return the favor.
And there you go. And so, you know, be nice to people. Like, I could have ignored this guy, ran in, whopped the boss to where he had to wait for the cooldown. Or the respawn, rather. So, you know. As I always try to say, is be the person in this game, or any game, that you want to play with. That's pretty dope. I like that. Alright. /2. Anyone, or I'm just gonna say looking for group. MF. Leveling. No. Aura. Sorry. Okay. Let's mount up. Let's go do encroachment now. But yeah, it's one of those things, you know. Like, I get this guy. He's saying don't apologize for spending money, or for not spending money, and I get it, you know. This game can be played without spending a dime if you really wanted to. I've spent way more than I probably should have on this game. But at the same time, it's like, I also know that I'm going to be spending a lot of time playing this game. So I'm okay with spending a little bit of money, right? The people that frustrate the most out of me, or frustrate me the most, if I could English, are the people who not only spend a ton of money, but the people who seem to think that because they've spent, you know, any amount of money on a game is you know, makes them better than everybody else. You know what I mean? And I hate to say it, but no, it really doesn't. It does not make you a better player. You know, yeah, there are games out there that have the idea behind, you know, pay to win stuff. But I can tell you this, even in a game like this, where you could, in theory, quote unquote, pay to win, it is, it's how to put it, if you pay money to, and one of the other YouTubers that I watch, technically he's a Twitch streamer, but he puts stuff on YouTube all the time. But the one of the people I watch, Pirate Software, he actually talked about this not too long ago, where he basically says the worst thing you can do when playing a game is to pay to skip the game. A lot of games understand that what they want is for the leveling experience to be fast enough to get you to end game so that you can get to the end game, which automatically slows you down, but allows you to play longer. And in most cases, if they have an online store or things that you can buy to make your character more powerful, you're willing to spend more money when you get to the end game. Because you're like, oh my god, I need that thing that's going to make me stronger so I can do the thing I want to do better. And I agree that that is a terrible thing. It ruins the gaming industry because it takes the fun and joy and excitement out of a game. You know, that was my biggest issue with, for example, the Diablo mobile game. And that was because the more you spent on that game to get better gear, the less you actually understood from your character, the harder it was for you to get into any of the content because nobody else had your stuff. Like, there's a guy who ended up suing Blizzard because he couldn't do any of the PvP events. And because he was the guild master and they locked PvP for guilds behind guildmaster rating, his guild couldn't do PvP. The guild to guild PvP stuff. Just couldn't do it. And so, yeah, I mean, it's one of those things, man, where you really have to pay attention to the community that you're trying to build. And that's why I think, you know, I've probably said this a gazillion times, I think ESO got it right when they came out and said that nothing we sell on our store will ever make you better than anybody else. It is 100% cosmetics. Now, there are definitely things that can make it easier for you to start your character on their real world shop, but it does not make you better than anybody else. I think the worst thing though that ESO ever did, by far ever did, in that game was add. There is a ring that has made it to where unless you have that ring, you will never out DPS somebody who does. Now, it's not a ring you can buy with real money or any of that stuff. But it does. It's you have to be in game to get it. There's technically a mini game that you have to do, and you have to go get the pieces to farm it. But I think that was the worst item they've ever added to that game, because from that point on, literally every top build ever created in that game, once that ring was put in and people figured out how to get it quickly, there was no reason, because you were getting literally every minor and major buff in the game with just having one ring on. And everybody's like, oh, but you only get one bar. I'm sorry. You don't need a back bar in ESO if you literally have every buff. That was the point of having 2 bars, so that you could buff yourself continuously with your minor and major buffs that you needed. And so you're going to put a thing in that says, I don't need to go level up the Mage Guild to get Major Savagery, because I don't need... I've got a ring that gives that to me, and I don't need to do the Fighters Guild to get its buff, and I don't need to do the Undaunted to get their buff, because I've got a ring that does that. And it's worst item ever put in the game. But outside of that, when it comes to their real-world store, hands down, it is so much easier to do what they've done and make it to where if I want to spend $100,000 on a game, which is stupid, like, let me just put that out there, Earth Spike. I just throwing that out there. If you're willing to spend, I'd say more than $1,000 on a game, you might have a problem and need to seek medical attention. But my whole point, though, is like, if you're willing to throw down serious cash to play a game because you feel like, oh, I don't have time to grind to get to the end game, just understand that developers understand that time constraints for people have changed. You don't have, I'm in a position right now while I'm looking for another job. I have the ability to go and play hours on end. But most people don't. Unless they're retired. And even then, they usually have obligations with friends and family. Y'all are about to see my secret for this quest, so don't use it. But, most people don't have 4, 5, 6 hours like they used to. I can remember when we first started playing WoW and started getting into raids, like, we would just, cut a 4 to 6 hour chunk out of one day out of the week. And be like, we're not doing anything. It's a day that we're off work. I'm not going to do anything with family. Oh, it looks like somebody already came over here and picked up all the boxes. Bummer. Also, I bought heirlooms with brown... What? Also about brown coins, thinking my heirlooms would transfer to the live server, but it does not. That is correct. They do not. Okay. So, somebody out here... There's actually 3 chests. One here, one like right there, and then one right behind that pillar. There's 3 chests that spawn out here. It's usually the fastest way to do this quest. But it seems like somebody was already out here and did it, so now we gotta go search around these other boats and hope that there's some out here that have spawned. But yeah, so that, I mean, that's just my take on a real world shop. You know, this company, or I shouldn't say company, this group of people who make this mod, right? I think they're doing it right too. There's nothing, you know, yeah, you can get stuff that will help you level faster or get rid of the monotony of building up gold to get, you know, mount speed or something. But there's nothing that will go, hey, if you buy this thing, you will instantly be the best person on the server, without a doubt. And I think that's a good thing to not do. You know, there is a part of me that would love if they had a, just like Blizzard does, just because I have played the storyline so many times, I would love to have a way to instantly level to 60. And then just figure out what build I want from there. I don't even care if you give me a good set of like give me all whites. I don't really care. But it's, you know, it is what it is. I bought all my Ireland's Infinite with Ascension points, just saying. Oh, with the Ascension coin, yeah. That's a good thing to do. Got 3. Any more MS looking leveling level 10? I'll do MS, not a tank, and just hit level. Oop, not 40, dang it. Okay. Go out this way towards that boat. Sorry, I saw somebody post that they were looking for MS, and that stinks that they already got enough for it, but that's fine. But yeah, I feel like the guys that are in charge of the web shop here are doing the right thing. It allows them to collect money so that they have the funds in order to do the things they're wanting to do for this game, to continue it doing a good job. So I'm all on board for that. And they're not trying to nickel and dime players, because anything that you can buy online can be absolutely purchased with no problem. Here, let's put that, yeah, that would go right there. It 100% can be purchased with currency that you are already getting in game. You don't really need to go out and buy any of the other stuff. So
What do you need?
to me, that makes it, that goes from I have to spend money to get a thing that I want to level faster or whatever, to I don't have to. It's not going to affect my gameplay if I don't. I think games like Retail WoW, where if you are not paying attention, you can easily miss, like, let me put it this way, and this is one that ESO does wrong in my opinion too.
Strength.
When you change the storyline in a way that makes it to where I don't know what the original storyline was anymore, I become confused and lost when you have quests that make reference to the original storyline.
What do you
what I mean by that is really simple. Using ESO as or actually, I can use World of Warcraft as a good point of reference for that. That's Fizzle's Claw. No, thank you. Break a few eggs. Break a few eggs. Yeah, no, I'm not interested in any of those quests. But using retail WoW, right? If I don't want to level a character, if I don't want to spend money to instantly level a character to whatever the max level is now, or 10 levels shy of max level or whatever, and Final Fantasy XIV does this too. Actually, they got creative with theirs, and I like theirs a little bit better. But if you're playing retail WoW and you're like, hey, I don't want to do, I'm not gonna pay to boost a character. I can create a level 1 and I can be at almost max level and not have a clue what the storyline is, because I can go do the Sands of Time stuff and pick one of the X packs that I have done before and do one zone or 2 zones, depending on which X pack you pick. You may have to do 2 zones just because of the amount of quests, but you'll be max level before you finish that DLC content. And I think that's a travesty. I think that's terrible, because you're not able to do, or you don't understand the story of what's going on, especially for new players, right? New players who are having to sit there and be like, I have no idea what's going on, but my character's max level. I don't know what the story is. I'm just playing a game. So yeah, it's just one of the things, you know what I mean? Alright, Earth Shaping. Damage dealt by Geode Barrage grants Earth Shaping, reducing the cast time. Still broke. I'm gonna have to... Yeah. Boom. I'm kind of liking the fact that I can just throw dirt around. That's probably my favorite spell right now, where I can just... But yeah, so that's my rant for the day. Just, you know, find a game that you enjoy and play it from the beginning so that you can understand, and hope that the developers of said game understand that they have a duty to gamers to let us know what the story is. So that when new players come, they can experience the storyline, so they can understand why our characters are doing the things our characters do. You know, for example, like just taking, you know, since we're playing WoW, just taking WoW, for example, right? Actually, hold on, pause. Let me backtrack just a second. So talking about the leveling thing and not being able to, you know, if you pay to boost a character and then you don't get to do the storyline because you miss all of it. The reason why I say Final Fantasy XIV does a better job of that is because you can buy a character boost that will get you to 10 levels shy of whatever max level is, but it doesn't progress the story. So if you're brand new to Final Fantasy XIV, you're like, holy cow, I want to play, you know, a samurai, but I don't have access to the samurai. You make a character, you go to the in-game store, you buy the samurai package, it sends it to you, and then you can play samurai starting at the level 1 quests. So, I think that's creative. They went, hey, look, some people are not going to want to play our starting class. We get that. We understand that. We accept that. But we also understand that people want to do the storyline because they've probably never played our game before, even though we're one of the largest MMORPGs in the world. But there are plenty of people who have never played our game, so we want to make sure that they can play from level 1, any class that they want, so long as they buy the boost for it. Now, yes, you can also buy a package on Final Fantasy XIV that allows you to boost your character and the storyline for people like me who've played pretty much the entire storyline, and I haven't played for a very long time, so there might be a new class, which, by the way, the last 2 classes they launched are garbage. But there might be a class that I'm sitting there going, hey, I want to play that, and therefore I need to, all I want to do is boost this character because I'm on a new server playing with my friends or whatever. So I'm going to buy the character boost and the quest boost so that I don't have to worry about it. I think there should be a requirement before you can do that. I think you should have one character who's made it at least into the new story. Maybe not all the way into the story, but at least, made it to that story marker before you can do a boost. For the story, anyway. But, yeah. What stays when they delete all our tunes on release? Memories. That was funny. That guy had that one in the chamber. He was ready to go. Off the molly, first of all, that sounds like a terrible, terrible name for yourself. But also, if you just spent $300, see, I was just talking about this, guys. I was literally just talking about this. Don't do that. Boon of the Bear. What is Boon of the Bear? Boon of the Bear. Increase melee and ranged attack power by 10%, melee haste for 10% for 20 seconds. Only one boon may be active at a time. That's 20 seconds? Are you kidding me? Alright, I see 2 chests back there. We're going to go ahead and take out those chests. There we go. We'll run this way and take out this burning fanatic here. Okay. Pop this. Okay, there's that quest. I like how I can see all the starting quests now. So even if I don't have the quest here, I can actually go in. This mod, or add-on, I should say, is actually really good. I wish I could still zoom in on the map. I think that's a LFUI issue, but I'm not sure. Watch me do my damage. It can't be that hard to read. It's your life. Why? I just made some brown tokens for free after eating my dinner. Go ahead and charge back, buddy, before your mom checks her bank. We'll run over here and get that quest. Dimensional Pocket is a 30 slot bag, which isn't bad. It auctions for 4,500. The weapon heirloom token auctions for 415 gold, and he's asking for 100 for it. And the book of artisans auctions for 800 gold. That's the other thing that surprises me and somewhat pisses me off. Are the people that will spend real money to buy an item for the game to turn around and put it on the auction house to sell. Look, why? Why? That makes no sense to me at all. I think that's one of the things I love about this game is I have yet seen a singular gold farming bot. Have not seen one gold farming bot while I've been in this game. And I've played a lot. Alright, so we will go out here. Do the Crocodiles quest. Oh, that's how you do it, huh? Well, we'll go do this quest first. Okay. How's it run? Unless you know some other way. Ooh, hold on. So it looks like Devin's actually going to do the hardcore challenge with me again. Because the last hardcore challenge that we tried, we went to go fight Hogger. And he ran off a little too far ahead of me. And we ended up both dying. So he was just saying that this time he won't go running off without me, which is nice. Let me go see if he's... No, he's not on yet. Yeah, it says he's idle. Okay. We're going to go turn this quest in, and we're going to turn in the other quests, and we'll go from there. We might be getting into MS leveling for a little while.
Glory to the Horde.
Maybe not, because I think he's saying he's looking for leveling. I mean, if he's gonna start... Oh, there we go. Yeah, he's already got a freaking group started. Jeez. Everybody's up here in Orgrimmar. Let's see, we've got a level 51, 27, 44, 26, 53, 50, 32, 50, 38, 48, 10, 49, and 12. At least I'm not the lowest level.
Speak, friend. Be safe. Strength and honor.
Okay, so all of our other turning quests. Oh, okay, there we go.
Welcome to the Mana Storm! I'll be your guide on... Well, not really. I have no idea how deep this thing goes.
Now, I don't expect to be top DPS, like, at all, period, on here. And we're starting at level 11, which is interesting. Old-fashioned. Yeah, I'm not even in the top 5, y'all. But I'm also level 12 and I haven't spent points. Ooh, look at that boy and his big old swords. Freaking tank is just like, I'm gone. I can't tell who that one is. You are a rune master? Who had stealth? Oh, not good. Help, tanks! How are there so many Ford rings? That's what I want to know.
Lights out. You folks are unstoppable.
Oh, somebody bit the dust. Oh, lag!
Almost ready. Time to get going. The stockades. Why in the world would you want to go into a prison?
Why in the world would you want to go into a prison? Because I like flaunting my freedom. All right. I tell you what, man.
Alright. One portal coming up.
And we've got the XP bonus this time, so we're actually flying through levels. Look at that. Like, I haven't even been paying attention. Started at 12, we're at 14 right now. Healer. Alright, we get Fracture, Primal Shaman's Mask, Cave Dweller. Earth Shaping now also reduces cast time of Stone Shard, Terra Surge, and Earth Spine. Send a Fractured Earth at an enemy dealing 73 nature damage plus up to 16 over 16 seconds. Damage is dealt slowly at first but builds up over time. Generates 2 stacks of Earth Shaping and 20 Rage plus an additional 1 Rage per tick. Damage dealt now has a 10% chance to launch a Geo, dealing 32 nature damage and generating 5 Rage. I'm going to go with that one first. Increase my maximum, or actually, we'll hold off on that. Critical Strike, yes. Stonefall now grants 5 stacks of Earth's Rage. Increases movement speed by 3% and haste by 1% for 8 stacks 5 times. Bramble Patch, grip lubrication for 12 seconds. Move to grip and knockback effects and take 15% reduced damage. We'll just do those for now. Geode Barrage. Okay. Damage dealt by Geode grants Earth Shaping, reducing the cast time of Geode Barrage by 2% for 20 seconds.
You made that look easy.
Okay, that gave us another level. Terra Surge unleashes mass of Earth at the enemy, dealing 252 damage, deals 5 additional damage for each Earth Shaping stack. Yes, please. So we wait till this fills up, and then we launch Terra Surge. And then you go Terra Surge. Why is that person flying in the air?
You made that look easy.
Ooh. Already level 15. Ooh. I went over a little bit too much. There's our level. Oh, okay. Now this is the fun part. This is the part where, like, we're level 16 already. Oh, somebody was not paying attention and got absolutely bodied, man. And I don't have a way to res, unfortunately. I don't think. Do I? Maybe? Bald Claw, Cave In, Instant Cast. Cave in your target, interrupting spellcasting? No. Boon of the Hawk. There we go. That's the one I want. Life? No. Primalist? Oh no. Geomancy? No. It would be under life, I'm sure. I just don't have it. Yeah, we are flying through levels. As much as we were doing new dungeons? Absolutely not. We could have been doing faster leveling if we were doing that. But just having fun, to me, this is way more relaxing than queuing for a dungeon, waiting for a dungeon, going through the dungeon. We need some AoE, though. That's the issue. I want some good AoE damage, and we don't have it yet. I don't understand why they're floating. Ooh. I think at some point I'm gonna stop trying to progress with them so I can figure out my points.
Lights out. You folks are unstoppable.
Okay.
Oh, Wailing Caverns. Hello.
Bramble Patch. No, thank you. Increase effectiveness of boons. Eh. We'll go ahead and do this with maximum health. Get 2 there. Primal Shaman's Mask. Damage dealt now has a 10% chance to launch a Geo, dealing 29 damage and generating up to 5 rage. Now reduces the cast time of Stone Shard, Terra Surge, and Earth Spine by 3% per stack. I like that. Earth and Surge. Damage dealt by Earth Spine and Stone Shard now reduce the cooldown of Terra Surge by 3 seconds. Unleash a Geometry in a location that spews out debris at enemies in a 12-yard radius, dealing 93 fire damage or rooting them for damage taken breaks the effect. Quick damage by Fracture now reduces the cooldown of Earth Spine. I like that one just because it is AoE, I guess. For now, I'm we're in combat, so I can't do anything.
Ooh, down and out. Let's roll. That's right, we bad.
God dang it, the stupid thing's on my screen and I can't. There we go. Yeah, we've got more people that keep dropping out. Oh, snap. Come on. Come on! Yeah, we got more people dropping out.
Ah, the Scarlet Line.
Ugh.
I used to come here for a bit of light reading when old Doan wasn't around.
I think we'll get to 20 and then we'll drop out because I need to figure out
Usually isn't part of the winning strategy.
like AoE skills. What are you doing?
That stings. You're down, but not out, right?
We may not make it to 20. These guys just like
You're down, but not out, right? Not effective. Oh, that looked like it. Don't worry, I'll save you. Oh, you're already dead.
Alright, well, we're gonna go ahead and just leave group. Let's look at our skills a little bit closer, and see if there is something that's AoE. Because right now we don't have an AoE. Stone Shard launch stalactite and immediately 130 nature damage, piercing through absorption, deflection, and reflection effects. Deals 3% additional damage for each earthen shaping stack. So we definitely want to throw this once this stacks up to 15, right? Earth Inspire, bring forth the Master Strength from the ground, building to an enemy up to 2 nearby enemies, dealing 130. So this is slightly AoE, so I'm going to just move that around. There you go. Generates 2 stacks of receiving and 20 rage. I like that. This costs rage, so we need to build rage for that. That we can get rid of. Let's go ahead and grab this. As far as this goes, like we could get Brown Bolt Patch, but man, benefit bounds. Fury of the Elements. Primal Rush generates 10 additional rage. No, thank you. So we'll grab that to grab Primal Focus. That's just funny. So there's 2 points there that we're going to pick up. That's 3, and I guess that's 4 to unlock all this down here. Stone Shard. Okay, this gives us more mana if we go that route, which would be good. So it looks like we want to do... That's crazy that Therazin's Rage. Therazin's Rage. Generates 2 maximum mana, 20 rage, plus an additional 2 rage. So that's just how you can generate rage at the beginning of a fight if you don't have any rage. Okay. That's how you can get Earthspine to be a little bit faster. But I don't feel like we're getting any AoE abilities. That's the problem. This has a chance. So Earthen Core has a 30% chance to transform your next Earthen Core within 50 seconds into Core Breaker. Earthen Core. Hurl and up to 4. Okay, so this. Okay, so we want to grab that. Take that off. Let's grab that so we have an AoE. That's fine. We'll leave it as 0. Okay. All right. Well, we'll continue messing around with that a little bit more. I'm waiting for Devin to get home and on so we can figure out what exactly it is that he's going to play. I'm going to go look around a little bit, and then I may or may not stream it. I really don't know right this second. It's been kind of a long day. But if I do stream it, you guys are more than welcome to join us, as always, to watch how far we can make it in a heroic attempt. So I'll catch you heroes in the next one.